Hello again, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I want to share with you a sidetrack that I got involved in yesterday. I find once I do a decently large journaling project and I complete it, I need to just do something really, not journal related in terms of making an actual journal. But I like to just then spend some time doing either fussy cutting or making some ephemera pieces to catch up on items that I might have used in a journal. This, though, is a new experience, and I am having an absolute blast, as you can see. I happened to catch a video quite a while ago of Natasha's from the Treasure Book, and she did a tutorial on what she does with offcuts or pieces left from a project she was working on, and using up junk mail, packages, pieces of your cardstock printables, or just whatever papers you have laying around, cut to make the top flaps. Anyhow, I got sidetracked yesterday and I've been enjoying this process a lot. So I want to show you how I do it and how she did it. Well, not quite the same, but it's okay too. And yeah, so these could be like packages for Happy Mail. I probably will add these packages now along with journals that I sell, but also Happy Mail or gifts to people in your family or whatever the case. There's so many options with things like this. They could even be journal inserts, really, if you get down to it. So anyhow, I've just really been having a lot of fun. So for example, here's one package. They're just random bits of this, that, and the other thing that I have hordes of, like all of you, I'm sure, buckets of, like, for example, this is offcuts and stuff, and that's only one little basket. I have so many baskets full of things that I need to start destashing and making into these little bags or doing with whatever. So this is the first one that I'll show you. So basically, I can't really take it apart because I've stapled the top now, but there's a back surface. Let's see, what do I have here to show you? For example, see, this is some like junk mail. Because it's a thicker piece of paper. This is what you would use for the back, and you start building your offcuts and gems, and you place them on this for the back base, and then you place them into whatever packaging you're going to put them into. You could cut it down to size depending on what size package you have. For example, I've been saving up these, and this is just a tiny little portion of what I've been saving up. But anything that comes in a plastic package, I just throw in a drawer, and now they're coming in handy. So this would have been a sticker pack of some sort from the dollar store. So I kept these pieces, and now that's what I used to package these packages. You could, and this is what this too, and I'll show you why you can use any type of package, but I would cut this off at the top here, and then I'll show you how to clasp it. You could use these as well. You would just want to cut off the very top. This here, I can't wait to use this. This would be a side package, or like this way, and so yeah, there's just so many things. My mind is swirling. And of course, this is a piece of a cereal box insert, and that becomes a little baggie of some sort. So I keep it all, you guys. I keep it all. Here's a Holtz Stencil I had, I guess, ordered long while back. So this is a perfect example. This would be the base, this little cardboard here, and you would just build your stash on top of the card, place it back in, and I'll show you how to do the top part. So enough of that. Let's get to the fun stuff. Keep your packages. Of course, you can't keep it all, but they do come in handy. This here, that's perfect bag right here for one of these. Okay. So in this one here, for example, there's a lot of vintage pieces, like legit vintage pieces. I do a lot of thrifting, and there's just stash I'm not getting around to using. So I just started to build little packages. So there's all kinds of things. There's fabrics, there's little offcuts, there's elements, there's some applique flowers, tags, and like, for example, like all these types of things that you have laying around. Cut portions of it, because you know what? We can all use little pieces of this, that, and the other thing in our journals, or for whatever we're doing. Some fabrics, some journaling cards, all kinds of things, tags that I just have not been getting to use, and cheesecloth. So I think they just make a really cool package. And this was basically, I think, a sticker bag. And then I cut a piece of my cardstock, and you fold it over. I put in 3 staples, and then I covered it with a piece of lace. So that's package 1. Here's another package. You know, I just put in a button and some tags and some cheesecloth and some various journaling cards. And then I covered it with a piece of cardstock here, or one of my, this is from a paper pad. So you just fold it up, and so everything becomes usable. Here's another one. A little more of a pinky teal or pinky green themed. Has, oh, I guess this one is too. And of course I do like butterflies, so I often throw in a butterfly. But some word fetty tags, cheesecloths, some pieces of offcut. There's some sari, a couple of buttons, some rickrack, all kinds of things. And then I guess I just backed it onto this base of something, some sticker of some sort. Now these are a little bit bigger, because again, that was the size of my bag. Now this one here is a Ziploc, an old Ziploc bag that I had laying in my drawer. And I thought, you know what? There's no reason you can't use Ziploc bags either. So here we are. Some twine, and I tied it up with some crochet thread, cheesecloth, butterflies, tags, tickets, some fabric. Oh, this is a map. This should have been on the other side of that base, but oh well. That's I guess a map envelope folio I made, I guess, that I didn't get to using, and thought it was nice to add into this package. So here's just a blank pink cardstock, nice and thick, and I folded it over, stapled it along the top, and added a little bit of this, that, and the other thing. And this is the last package I've gotten to so far, but I'm on a roll, so I'll be making many, many more packages, I'm sure. This is more of, like, I made this, you can't see all this, but I made this layered tag, added some offcuts of fabric I recently was using here as well, some cluster pieces of paper I use, and I just, I make little, what would you, layered tags, I guess, if you will. And that's backed onto, this is junk mail, so it's a thicker, which became the base. It is best, so you can see a little bit of room on the sides. It is best, I'm finding, if you find a package pretty close to the size of the base you're using, because see how it's nicely, but they all work, so there's no rules. So let's do one together if you're interested. I'm sure maybe some of you have already done many of your own. That's cool. But I find that I have always getting new subscribers, which I love every one of you, by the way. And I'm so thankful you've joined my channel. But everybody's new at some point, and we all could glean from one another. So let's enjoy this next little, just a bunch of stuff. So this was a journaling printable I cut down long ago, and it's been sitting in a bucket, and I thought this would make a really great base. You don't always have to have these, so these make great bases as well. This was a sticker, the back of a sticker package. Keep these because they're a nice little sturdy you know, base for this, and you just start building your gems on top of it. So whatever size base you have, that's the size that you want to keep it to. And you want to make sure beforehand that it's going to fit your package. So this is just an old Ziploc. I'm going to use one of these, even though, let's see. I was looking for one of these to fit, but I don't have one this size, and I do want to use this one up. So we're going to go with a Ziploc. And I see that it's going to fit. A little bit of room on the side, but that's okay. All right, so let's start building. Now, this is just a whole pile of nothing. Whole bunch of this, that, and the other thing. Even this stuff I keep because you know, you could put little clusters behind, well, I'll show you. Again, this is probably not new to you people and you guys, but so let's say you're going to put a little butterfly on a page in your journal, and you take little offcuts of, you know how when you tear your material, you get like the fray, you pull the fray. So you take a little bit of this, for example. I'm not going to take it off this cluster, but you just sort of fold it up and you put it behind like the butterfly for its antennae. Just adds a little texture. Anyway, that's an aside here. Okay, so let's see. So we're going to start with this base here. So I got a bunch of this, that, and the other here. So let's start building. So this is a more of like a vintage image, which, by the way, the base becomes usable in your journals as well. You could use this as you could build this and make it a journaling pocket. Add stuff in, or stuff your tags and stuff in there, or you can make this a side. If it was one length, you could make it a side tuck. So that's up to the person when they're journaling how to use this up. So let's start with this, and then we'll throw maybe this. You don't want to think too much about this. Oh, that's the nice width, so we'll do it that way. So I'm going to put maybe that. I want to make sure I'm in camera here. Okay, what else do we have here? We got some sort of an envelope I found at the thrift store. So let's add this envelope. And what else here? Oh, look at that. We've got a nice journal. Let's stick that in there. That fits perfectly. And so we got some material here. I'm just going to bunch it up. Maybe place it this way. Actually, let's do this first. This was a little envelope. Many of you have made these. I've seen it, but I've seen you all make these. But these are fun, and I've got so many laying around. Time to put them into better hands that are going to use them up. So put that there. So as you can see, I'm trying to keep it to the width and whatnot of my base. Put that little card there, and everybody likes to know how to use a junk journal, so maybe I'll slip that in here. And a little envelope, usable somehow. I'll stick that here. Let's see, here's an offcut piece of a journaling card or whatever, sitting on its own, so that can be used somehow. Here's some, maybe I'll put the material up here like that. And everyone can use book plates. Here's another journaling card. The idea is to use up your fabrics too. Like I have this little jar that sits beside me of the tinier offcuts, but I also have buckets beside me with all kinds of goodies. Here's a piece of muslin, and I might as well just stick that in here too. These make nice tag toppers, or tag tab tops. And there's a little piece of green paper that, hey, can be used somehow. You just sort of build it until you feel like you are happy with it. There's no rule, or let's see here. And you can't build it, you have to also build it according to the I guess you have to play around with it and see. But it has to also fit. Oh, look at this. Let's use her. She's so pretty. Look at that. A little, that's a nice little focal point. Maybe add this little bow. Can't get too cute now. Here's some faux stamps that I make, and I have so many of these in a bucket. That will go in here as well. And let's see, this is a tag that hasn't been used, so stick it up here. Maybe let's see what else. Oh, you know what? This is some tissue. And how cute is this polka dot tissue? So maybe I will make it a bit smaller. And maybe we'll tuck it right here. And here's some embroidery thread. Let's use this up. A little cluster. Maybe put it here. And here's a couple of buttons. Teeny weeny. This says teeny weeny, obviously old, and this is an old button as well. And here's some vellum. Let's keep the vellum going here. Maybe we'll put the vellum sideways. I mean, here I'm trying to be all finicky, but when you put it in the package, it moves around anyways. Here's a little ephemera piece. Everybody likes a diamond. And let's use that up. This is just literally, these are, look, see that? An offcut right here. But offcuts are always usable, at least in my world, and I'm sure in yours. Don't want to cover her up. Not that it matters. And maybe stick one more ephemera card in here. I like roses. And we have to put this butterfly. Maybe we'll put that on the top. And let's put this piece here. This is just an offcut of some coffee dye paper of mine. Paper, just paper in general. Isn't it wonderful? And maybe we'll put the buttons here. What are the chances it's going to go into its package really well? So here is some part of the cereal box liner. I'm going to put it in here because these come in handy. You could use it for, what do you call it? A specimen card. You could cut it a square here, and you could use this as like the face of a specimen card, covering it up. You could use it as a pocket. You could use it as a belly band or a bottom of your page pocket. So, and you could stick tickets, and then it becomes a see-through. Look at that. I just happen to have a bunch of tickets sitting here. So, there, let's try this. Like again, this is for the newbies that I have here that are learning all kinds of fun ideas. So let's just say I've glued the sides down, and this is my journaling page. Not that I would cut that off. And here, just for example, so it becomes a pocket, but you can see the tickets through it. So just saying, all kinds of good ideas with pieces of what for most of my life has been trash and garbage. Sometimes I feel like, oh, what have I done? But you know what? It's so much fun to recycle. It actually bothers me when I see packages that could become beautiful treasures just sitting around in garbage cans. There, how's that look? Looking kind of cute. This is a cool little Rolodex card. I won't bother. I think it's going to be chunky enough here. Oh, this would have been nice. Let's try to tuck this beautiful tag. I remember this tag. It's from Carolyn's Craft Tree. She's awesome. She makes some beautiful stuff. Okay, let's get in there. I'm going to ruin it all. Oh, good. Perfect. All right, here we go. I feel like this is good enough. Do I need one more butterfly? No. Well, I think we're going to try. Now, here's the tricky part. So you've got your base stacked. Let's see. I'm going to cut this sealed part here off because I am going to make my own. So just cut that off. And you'll see what I mean. Okay, here we go. Oops. And again, this stuff, it's going to move in the package, so it's not that big of a deal. Did I choose the right size? That's oh, I did. Okay, now get it in there. See, if you stack it too high, maybe you have a bit of a challenge. But we're going to do this. Get in there. Come on, everybody. Cooperate. Good. Okay. All right. Not too bad. So, where did I seem to have misplaced something. Oh, here it is. Okay, so if you have one of these come in handy at this stage. You just, no big deal, but you know, presentation is everything. So Natasha says, and I too agree with her. So you want to use this little contraption-y grabby tool. You can kind of reposition a few things. And sometimes you end up making more of a challenge for yourself. Oh well, that's okay. This is all right. This is just an example for you guys to kind of hopefully inspire you to make your own. Now, the next part. So I'm looking at this and I see blues and pinks. Not that it matters, but I'm going to use, I think, this. So I took a piece of cardstock. I just cut a good chunk, folded it over in half. So you get the air out as much as you can. And then, am I in screen here, y'all? Okay, so you're going to go underneath the opening. Now you could measure it up on one side if you want. And what you don't want to do at this point of the game here is when you're stapling this to the top, you don't want to staple any of the treasures you've gotten in your bag here because, well, you just don't. You just want to be able to, when the person opens it. So get down here as close as I can. There's one. Now that you've done the first staple, this is the finicky part. When you're all thumbs like me. Okay, and of course, I do try to get things as straight as I possibly can because I'm a little weird like that. And one more, and we are good to go almost. Okay, so obviously you're not going to leave that like that. So then you're going to just cut this up without cutting the side of your bag. So guesstimate as best you can. And voila! That said, we're not quite done because I like to cover up the staples. So you also could, you know, add something else up here if you wanted. Like, me and my butterflies. I just don't know. Which I forgot to put in the bag. I think I did. Well, let's get the ribbon on first. So you could quickly measure it up. And like this. Take the backing off, which is sometimes a treat. Now, what I do, you don't have to, but I like to put a string of glue down the sticky adhesive part of it so that it sticks just that much better. Find your staples, and so there you have it. How cute is this, you guys? I'm not quite, there's a bit too much playing going on there, so I do like the idea of a butterfly, but when you send things like that where you've got too much, something peeking out too much, it gets bent, and then, well, you know what? We're just going to leave it like that for now. Oh, wait. How about this? Oh, I kind of like that, actually. Create. Yeah, I'm not going to make that decision at this moment. So I hope this helps. I hope that you're inspired to make your own little treasure packages. They're definitely fun. I have so much yet. So much stuff to get rid of. We'll decide on that yet. And just to have one more look. kind of a satisfying feeling, I'm not gonna lie. It's like you went to the store and you bought yourself some packages. Like, I'm just so excited about these. And maybe because I'm a nerd and weird and all that, but I love it. How exciting would this be to receive in a package in the mail, or with a journal that you purchase, or what have you? I just absolutely love it. So use up your scraps. This is like a destashing project, put to good use, in my opinion. So I hope you're inspired, everybody. Grab your stash and find those empty mail packages. Save your bags. Keep all your offcuts, because look what you can create. Isn't this beautiful? All right, everybody, have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.